Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So another gloomy, filthy day in London. The light is terrible, even though it's mid-afternoon on the 1st of October. I thought I'd talk today about my favourites from last month, September, and fingers crossed that I'll actually be able to upload this video because, as luck would have it, the last two favourites videos that I've done for August and July, I guess. Certainly August, I'm thinking July as well. Either wouldn't upload at all or uploaded with all sorts of audio problems that I couldn't fix and had to take down. So, fingers crossed. Some overlap in what were my favourites in August, but not that much. I can talk about one skincare product that I've been loving in August and September, and it's the Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish in a limited edition fragrance of grapefruit and patchouli. I really like it. It's not my absolute favourite wash-off cleanser. I think I still prefer the Sunday Riley ceramic slip simply because it just gives an absolute kind of squeaky clean feel, and I definitely feel shrinks my pores a little bit. But this is a nice one as well, and it's much cheaper. It's slightly more creamy, slightly more moisturising, slightly less effective at getting everything off in one go, but I do tend to double cleanse, either using a micellar water or a cream cleanser and then the wash, so that's not a problem. The reason I like this particular edition is the fragrance. It's a very unusual fragrance because if you've heard me talk before, I'm not a huge patchouli fan, but I am a great citrus fan, and grapefruit in particular. And this kind of smells not exactly like either of those, but it is a kind of citrus based fragrance. It's very pleasant anyway, so if you can get your hands on that still, I think it's still available certainly in John Lewis in the UK. I haven't looked on the Liz Earle website. Then it's a very reasonably priced, good quality wash-off cleanser. So the other skincare product that I ought to mention, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, it's the Shiseido Urban Environment UV Protection Cream Plus, which I bought towards the end of the summer. I am fanatical about wearing sunscreen. This is SPF 50, so suitable for me in the summer, but I wear a high SPF year-round, as dermatologists have always told me I should. And some of them really do feel a bit tacky or slightly irritating, or I don't like the smell, or, I just don't feel they're fantastic for the price. This really suits my skin, although I wear a moisturiser or a serum as well under it. It definitely feels slightly moisturising. It's not an unpleasant fragrance. In fact, not really much fragrance. Yeah, fragrance-free-ish. Not irritating at all. Really works well into the skin. Very hygienic, comfortable tube to use. I think it's about 30. I'm not sure whether it's 31 or 37 pounds. So it's not cheap, but it's not as expensive as some that I've bought and liked a good deal less than this. And I've repurchased already. I repurchased to get towards my Space NK minimum spend. Another name that you hear from me quite a lot is Sunday Riley, like most of her products. One that I absolutely hate, but everything else I really like, which is unfortunate for me because it's an expensive range. I was a bit dubious about the Effortless Breathable Tinted Primer, but it is very good. I'm not wearing it all the time. The downside of it, I would say, is you need quite a lot. It doesn't kind of slide over the skin quite as much as some of the others. Notably, I like the Tom Ford one, which I use just around the kind of T-zone where I have more pronounced pores, to reduce the pore size and give a bit of extra grip as a primer to my makeup. This one is more all over the face. It doesn't really give much of a tint, but it definitely improves the overall appearance of your skin, even if you're not putting makeup on. But where I do think it's very strong is I definitely notice an improvement in the durability, the lastability of my makeup when I wear this. So if I'm going for a really long day, this is a good one to use. I don't know how long it will last for though, because I am finding I'm running through it pretty quickly. Quick word about foundations. In the still balmier, sunnier part of September, I was using Les Beige a lot. I'm trying to use it up really. It's a great foundation. I've really enjoyed it. I was talking the other day about the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation, which I think is very similar to this. And is cheaper than the Chanel one, although I marginally prefer the Chanel. It's a bit more glowy, but it is more expensive. I think I'm going to say it's in the top 30s, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury is under £30. And they're very, very similar to each other, I think, but really enjoying that. Nearly used it up. Now that we're in the slightly worse weather, I'm finding I'm going for these two a lot more. I have a whole wardrobe of foundations, of course. The Tom Ford Waterproof Foundation Concealer. This was touted as high coverage. You'll recall me saying I don't think it's really maximum coverage. I'd call it medium coverage, but it definitely is higher coverage than Les Beige. And yeah, very convenient to use, lasts pretty well, very nice finish, not as glowy as some of my favourite ones, but just good for this time of year. And then the Armani Power Fabric, I've used a little less. This definitely is maximum coverage. It does last well. It does cling a little bit in my pores, and I'm not sure I've got exactly the greatest colour match, but it's a nice foundation. But again, it should be at the price. NARS Creamy Concealer, I'm going to call it that. Here's what I hate about this. I haven't had it very long. I haven't used it a lot, and already the lettering that's telling me what the product is and that it's by NARS is coming off. I have this real issue with NARS packaging. People, they rave about NARS and some of the products are lovely, but I hate how the black packaging on particularly the eye and blush products gets all sticky and gungy. And there's something horrible about it. And I hate the way the lettering just wears off. It's like it's really cheap. However, this is a very nice liquid concealer. I've got it in vanilla. It's just a bit lighter than my skin tone, so it's great for under the eye. Concealing, doesn't settle in the wrinkles. I think, marginally prefer the Becca pot concealer that I've showed you many times. It's slightly better at concealing my dark under circles because it's a more kind of salmony colour, which works for that. But the advantage of this, particularly if you're travelling, is it will do for under the eyes. It does a decent job, and I can also use it elsewhere on the face if I've got the odd blemish and then blend out with a soft brush. Very nice product, lasts really well. The only product I'm really raving about from my Victoria Beckham for Estee Lauder purchases, which by and large I've been a bit disappointed with, but this is a rave product. It's the mascara. I'm very fussy with mascara. I only really love Chanel's Le Volume, but this is up there. Which do I prefer? They're slightly different. They've got very different wands. I should have got the Chanel out to show you. That's got a big kind of fluffy wand. The mascara is a bit more liquid and sticky in the Chanel. So the disadvantage of that is it takes a little while to dry, but it lasts really well. The wand I find less good than this one for precision application. This one is absolutely great to get right down the length of your lash. But the really good thing about this is it absolutely stays put. I mean, it takes some shifting with the eye makeup remover in the evening, but no panda eyes. And there are very few mascaras I can say that of, waterproof or not. So a whopping £36. But if non-smudging, non-panda eyes is your objective, and you have long eyelashes, as I do, with crepey lids that catch your eyelashes in the orbit of your eye, then this is one worth investing in, and I have ordered a backup, selling out very quickly. Just quickly talk about this newish By Terry dual powder. These are supposed to be an all-over face powder, but I read some of the reviews and decided to go for a darker colour to use not as a face powder but as a blush, and that's how I've been using it. Super, super pretty, as you can see. Slightly pearlised. Don't know if you can see that. It looks really pretty on, just swirled. It's a bit powdery there. Gives a bit of a highlight sheen as well as a really pretty subtle blush. That's what I've been using it for. It is a subtle shade. I don't know what's wrong with my tongue today. But it lasts very well. So I have been enjoying the By Terry Compact Expert Dual Powder. And if you're interested in that, what is the one called that I've got? I've got number 7, Sun Desire. There are darker ones than this. So I don't know how it is as a face powder. I can't imagine who would use that pink colour all over their face. But as a blush, fantastic. 2 nail polishes, well, more than 2 actually. I just wanted to highlight Nails Ink, which I've been using a lot of in September. I absolutely love this colour, a kind of dove grey, which is work appropriate and kind of pretty for the evenings. That's their gel one coat, and you really only need one coat. And the other one that I've been liking is actually from last year, the Nail Kale in Palace Gardens. The grey one, by the way, is Savoy Place. This one's supposed to be good for your nails as well. I find it's a one coat. They have very chubby little brushes, bit reminiscent of the Dior ones, which I'm less a fan of. I actually like the thinner Chanel ones, but I know some people love the thicker brushes. But I've got a couple of Nails Ink polishes, and they really are good quality, and particularly in the more pretty pastely and unusual shades. I think they give Chanel a good run for their money. The packaging, of course, isn't as gorgeous. So those were my favourites for September. Looking forward to using all sorts of lovely new autumnal colours and reporting back on Charlotte Tilbury and Guerlain. Until then, bye for now.